Joe raided Mar-a-Lago with the feds. Now he gets a taste of his own meds. That's good. Yeah. Stop it. You're biting into the time. The White House admits that more classified documents were found, this time at one of Biden's homes in Delaware and in his garage. But it's cool, man, because that garage was totally locked.
Mr. President, classified material next to your Corvette. What were you thinking?
I'm going to get a chance to speak on all this, God willing, soon. But as I said earlier this week, people, and by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage. Okay, so it's not like you're sitting out in the street. But at any rate,
was in a locked garage.
Yes, as well as my Corvette.
Whoa, someone really wants you to know that he owns a Corvette. By the way, also the Corvette. All right, Viagra commercial. But it's all good. No one has ever broken into a locked garage before. That's impossible. And it's not like people leave that giant garage door open from time to time, like when they get their Corvette out. You know, I'm thinking we should store our nuclear bombs there. Merrick Garland announced Justice Department's appointing a special counsel to review whether Biden mishandled classified info. So how is the White House dealing with this? Come on, just got to trust the process.
This is an ongoing process under the review of the Department of Justice. We're going to respect the process, and we're just going to allow the process to continue. Let the process continue. It's an ongoing process. I am genuinely saying to you, there is an ongoing process. This is all part of the Justice Department process as part of that process. And I said because there was a process of justice throughout this process, we just laid out the process that was taken, and that is the process.
Yeah. Just trust the process, which is what I told Janet Yellen when I gave her that haircut. Now, obviously, the White House is going to deflect and defend. Oh, they were in a secure location. The door was locked. He didn't know he was vice president. And it's no surprise the media is on board with that. Right, Joy?
There are differences in what happened.
Yes, but the optics are not good.
Well, we all know that Trump is a liar and a thief. You know? We know that. So it's not that big a jump to say that he obstructed and he lied. We don't think that Biden is a liar and a thief, so we give him the benefit of the doubt. I've never seen a luckier person than Donald Trump. Just as we're this close to getting him, but somehow these documents appear.
Translation, if I keep shilling for Biden, they keep feeding me pudding. Fun fact, her defense required a special microphone so we could hear Joy talking out of her ass. It's also worth noting that the first set of documents found at the Penn Biden Center reminds everyone of the connections between Hunter Biden and China. Even Ben Carson couldn't separate those two.
I like what you did there.
Yeah.
I like that. Good.
FYI, after the center opened, the Biden Center, the school raised millions from China and tripled foreign donations. I'm sure it wasn't a kickback. Right, Joe?
Yeah. Come on. I can't deal with this right now. I can't even read that classified stuff without my reading glasses. And I might have had a classified in there, but I didn't have any, maybe one secret. No top secret. And I definitely didn't have any of that cross my heart, hope to die, or stick a needle in my eye. I don't even do that anymore. I used to. You know whose eye I stuck a needle in? Corn Pop.
Tyrus, do you think Biden is receiving the same treatment Trump was given?
Sure.
Yeah.
1,000%. Well, you know, we can't compare the two. It's apple and oranges. One of the president who has the right to do it, he was a VP.
Yeah.
And I'm losing my mind. They're acting like he brought them home last weekend. Wasn't there another president in between the time he was vice president and now? So that's at least 4 years plus the year. So he's had these for almost 6 years, and everyone's acting like it was last weekend. Doesn't that kind of mean something? And then now all of a sudden it's coming out, and literally to Behar, you can't even quote her, but literally while he was giving a speech explaining the first one, and admit his speeches are tough to follow, but he was very specific that it was just one thing. At the bottom of the screen while he was giving the speech, the second batch was found. And then today, while he was explaining the second batch, the third batch was found. The only defense I will have for him is I get it. Hiding stuff in your car, for married men, it's our safe. It's where we keep things we don't want her to know about. That's why we keep our car just dirty enough to where we always take hers. Like she'll go to your car, like, oh, the front seat's full of coffee cups, and I'm not getting in there, just take my car. You're right, dear. So probably what happened is that Jill said, hey, I want to ride in the Corvette. He goes, no, I'll clean it out myself. And he took the stuff out, and that's how he got caught. Your car is your safe. So I get it. Get a bigger car. Biden.
Yes. This is hilarious. It's just what's so great about this. It's not so much about the documents, but that he was such a self-righteous ass about Trump, and now he's getting the payback he deserves.
Can I just point out one small thing? That in all of this, at the Penn Biden Center, he was the Benjamin Franklin presidential practice professor.
Yeah.
Ben Franklin, Joe Biden, I don't think so.
No. One invented electricity, and the other one causes it when he rubs his hand in girls' hair.
I'm helping you.
They liked it.
No,
I'm not saying
it's sad because it's true.
Yes. I have to say, Kat, do you think him putting these documents in next to his Corvette has anything to do with his oil cancer?
Yeah, he's got. I can't believe he has a Corvette when he has oil cancer. And he never lies, though. Joe Behar, he never lies. So he really has oil cancer. He really was raised by Puerto Ricans. He really is Jewish. All the stuff that he just says, he doesn't lie. Like, shut up. There are differences. For example, they did say, hey, we found these. Trump didn't do that. But I saw this article in the New York Times that was like, here's the differences between Biden and Trump. And I thought it was going to be an article about the differences, but it was limited to all the ways in which the differences make Biden look better than Trump.
Right, of course.
Rather than, oh, hey, to me, the most insane, the craziest, the thing we should all be the most pissed off about is that all of us should be pissed that they found these a week before the midterms, and we don't find out about it until now.
Yep.
I don't care who you are, as you should be able to vote with as much information that you can, regardless of what your party is. Everyone should be pissed off about that, and a lot of people are ignoring that.
Pete, do you think this special counsel is just for show?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, they have to make it look like they would do for Biden what they did for Trump, except I don't recall, they didn't raid his garage, did they? Right. No, this was all a voluntary episode based on the fact that he had been caught. I'm still struck by the fact that it tells you everything you need to know about the Ivy League today, that the University of Pennsylvania thought it was a good idea to give a think tank to the single dumbest guy in Washington, D.C.
That is true.
And they you look at the emails that came off of Hunter's laptop, they said, well, this is the Clinton Foreign Initiative without having to raise money underneath it. And what did they do? They institutionally raised almost $100 million from Chinese sources when Joe Biden showed up. And what might those documents be for? And you raised the right point at the beginning. Donald Trump was the president, having the power to declassify. Joe Biden wasn't. This should be a real problem for him. The timing is the story. Do the Dems want him out?
Yes, this could all be from the Dems.
This ain't on the Republican side. No, this is the inside. I made the mistake. You heard me. I think it was on Tuesday where I said, Kamala, do something.
Yeah, and she did it.
Apparently she watches the show. So.
That's all she does. That's true.
I got to watch what I say.
Her and Mayor Pete are behind the whole thing.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.